Hello, lovely people. You're here with me on my self-talk, and today I want to talk about the importance of love, unconditional love, especially when raising a child. How the lack of love impacts the future of every person. I will give you 5 parenting tips that will secure present and future happiness of your child. But before we start our today's journey, let me introduce myself for those who are joining me for the first time. My name is Olyaman. I'm a writer and a blogger. I write fiction books to amuse, self-help books, obviously to help, and blog posts to keep you up to date with all things I discovered on my never-ending self and world explorative journey. And this channel, Sap Talk, is another way, in a more interactive way, to be connected with you. So now let us begin our today's journey. Here are the reasons, or better say, 5 parenting tips that will secure present and future happiness of your child. And I want to start with this quote. Blessed is the home where each puts the other's happiness first. Anonymous. First thing, the spiritual bond between baby and his mother. The mother's body is like a tranquil old-fashioned clock that soothingly counts out heartbeats. For 9 months, a baby lives in this dark peace, and mother should try her best to stay calm and avoid any distractions that may disturb her peace. The spiritual bond between the baby and his mother is so strong that it continues after the birth of the baby for 4 more years. This little baby feels safe in his mother's presence and scared of the world full of unfamiliar sounds when she's not around. Second, the gentle and deliberate motion of child's life. The pace with which the clock ticks governs the gentle and deliberate motion of a child's life. He eats slowly, tasting the food, takes time to dress and tie his shoes. Don't hasten this learning process. Life shouldn't be about speed. Unfortunately, we tend to exhibit little patience as we're always in a hurry. That causes stress. We need to slow down and at the same time, at the very least, let our kids live life the way their internal clock tells them to. The natural flow of life, unhurried and consistent, should be respected. The third, let your child experience life in small but meaningful ways. Let him get cold just a little so he knows why he needs to put on several layers of clothes. Let him get hungry so he wants and asks for food. By chasing your child with a spoon in one hand and an extra pair of socks in another, you won't show him the reasons behind your actions. Let him understand things around him. The fourth, desire to learn is a distinctive feature of human beings. A child is naturally curious, and it is important not to damage this desire to learn, as it is a distinctive feature of human beings. When forced to learn something, children behave like adults. Consider this. For example, when you are told to submit a paper on a topic you are quite interested in under a threat of some kind, will you enjoy the process or will you experience stress and resentment? Children feel the same, and by constantly forcing them by whip and candy, their curiosity might vanish. Then we witness a child with a learning disability. And the reason is simply a disturbance in the natural flow of things. They wonder why. Encourage them to explore further under your supervision. Fifth, in a child's world, everything is real. A friend can be a giant lion, which lets him ride on his back, or a small kitten that he holds in his tiny hands and feeds with imaginary water. Their imaginations are vivid and realistic, senses are sharp, and beliefs shaped and shaken by parents. Be careful what you tell your children and what you want them to accept as truth. They feel any false note, but they trust you fully, so they think, It is the way it should be. Since my mom deceives me in this way, it is okay for me to do the same. You tell your little girl that the sweet piece of cake you eat and that looks so inviting is a harsh remedy that the doctor prescribed. It is not tasty at all. On the contrary, it is very sour and bitter. You try to protect your little princess from the allergic reaction she has on her lovely skin each time she eats too much sugary stuff. So you invent this white lie. Next time, you playfully ask her to share a little piece of an apple that you just given her, and she tells you that it is not good for you, and you may cough if you eat it. How skillfully they mirror everything we do, consciously and unconsciously. Now, as usually, I'm going in just a moment to give you a motto, a take-home summary advice, and while I'm doing this, go ahead and let me know in comments what was the most helpful and what resonated with you from this video. Continue the discussion with me. I love to read your comments, have a glimpse at what you are thinking about. So let us interact. Now to the point. What can you do to promote world peace? Go home and love your family. Those are the words of Mother Teresa. How much wisdom in them. Just think about it. And when you make your love conditional by saying, eat this porridge, you'll make mommy love you even more. Or, behave, little man. Don't upset your father. He doesn't love the kids that act this way. And unnoticeably, that little heart is wounded with the realization that mommy will love him only, and if he will be just like that boy who lives next door. The consequences of this conditional love are harsh. Someday your little darling won't be so dependent on you, and feeling the taste of freedom, he will lose the connection with you, who loved only and if in search of real love, but not believing in its existence. And this lack of trust in the purity of compassion will follow him wherever he goes. Don't make this happen. Don't ruin the trust and loving power of the heart you were entrusted to bring into this world. If you feel like exploring more in parenting and building healthy relationships, go to the link in description and read my book. I share there a lot more than these videos can provide. Subscribe, like, and share, and do come for more. Stay tuned. Bye.